I'm Dre Hayes, one of the co-founders of the foundation, agency based out of New York. We've been in the business for about 10 years, and we've just been involved with quite a few footwear brands and streetwear brands, sales, brand strategy, consulting, brand development. It's been a fun ride.
And on the footwear front, just talked to you over at the Diodora booth. Tell me how that's been working with Diodora and bringing that brand back to the scene here in the U.S.
Diodora has been great. We got involved with them, I guess, the beginning of last year. I love the brand from back in the day. I remember it from the late 80s, early 90s. It was all about the Be Elite, the Maverick, and then, in the suburbs was all about the soccer shoes, the Derby, and that's really what the brand was known for. But little to my surprise, I did not know that they had such a steep history in heritage running. I didn't know the brand was 70 years old either. This is a true heritage athletic brand with a lot of performance history that, not only made shoes in tennis and soccer, they made driving shoes, they made basketball shoes, they make running shoes, they make hiking shoes. I mean, they make every kind of shoe you can think of, and when we go look through these catalogs, the archives are just insane.
Yeah, even for me, I've known a lot about the brand, but I always knew Maverick. I always knew tennis, soccer.
But, learning the history of the brand and how the Maverick was mainly a U.S. dominant shoe. People remember the Be Elite and they remember the Maverick, and some people won't even remember the Maverick by name, but when I say it, they're like, oh yeah, the Maverick. They know it right away.
Now, on the running front, they've done some really cool things with doing Italian-made product for their top tier. Tell me about how it goes about.
All right, so the heritage of the company, this is an Italian sportswear brand, and that's a part of the DNA. And they want that to be something that they express to the world. So we started off originally doing all the collaborative product made in Italy, even to this day. Everything that's a collaboration is made in Italy. They have a factory at the headquarters, which is really cool, their original factory. And it's great to see that, and they're gonna continue that. But in addition to that, we've also started to do some inline product that's made in Italy. So we offered our first model, the S8000, for fall, that's gonna deliver in August. And that model will exclusively be made in Italy, whether it's a collaboration or inline. But in addition to the footwear that's being made in Italy and the lifestyle side, they're doing made in Italy performance apparel. Last time I was in Italy, they had some soccer cleats coming off the line that were made in Italy. So they're gonna tell this made in Italy story throughout the line. So there will be products in every part of the collection, performance or lifestyle, that's made in Italy. So it's great to see that.
And more than a story, the quality.
The quality's insane.
I don't know if I've seen better quality on product in terms of craftsmanship, materials, all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, man, and they can do anything, and the pricing. It's like, you're used to made in Italy trainers, made in Italy runners, minimum $400, $500 plus. And they're doing it at a good price for the market. I actually think in some ways people are getting spoiled. Sometimes I go out and they're like, oh, that S8000 is $210. Man, it's expensive. I'm like, the shoe is made in Italy. Y'all are tripping.
Look at it compared to Balenciaga or Louis or Gucci's that are made in Italy, and it's better quality than those joints for a third of the price.
Exactly right. Yeah, it's crazy. But also the import product they're really doing a great job.
Well, I noticed that when I was just going into your booth at the N9000, I was looking at the import versus Italian, and you can tell some differences on the materials, but the shapes are almost identical between the two, and normally you don't see that with brands.
Every shoe that they bring back, they reconstruct it the original way, and that's something that they're maintaining and holding on to, because a lot of times when retro companies come back or they bring back retro models, they cut corners.
They just ship the shoe to Asia and remake this versus ground up in Italy. Now, I noticed that there's been quite a few good collaborations that Diodora has done, but I noticed that Diodora, unlike a lot of brands, is very selective with their collaboration partners. Tell me about what the process is on selecting a collaboration partner and all that kind of stuff.
The team internally, they have a guy on board who's helped them craft the direction. With the U.S. partners, I was involved, helping pick the U.S. partners and sitting down and doing it. And granted, so far, we've seen collaborations come from Packers.
Right.
He's been the only one. I can't really talk about the other ones that's coming, but there are some other partners, and there's some good ones coming with some of the best retailers in the United States, which in the sneaker communities, these are some of the best retailers in the world.
Right.
Really great projects. They're adding something to it because, collaboration, there's so many collaborations out there. So, you want to see something that's unique, that's interesting, that's different. And I can tell you all the partners have really enjoyed working with Diodora. You know, I mean, who doesn't want to make a shoe in Italy? So that's the first thing when I go in to meet with somebody, hey, we're gonna make your shoe in Italy, they're like, great. And then, you know, the whole process, the back and forth of working with the guys and being able to execute what they wanted to get done has been good.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Be on the lookout for what Dre, the foundation, and Diadora's got coming for you.